So with the Rome Open done and dusted for another year, the seeds for the French Open are locked in. Of course, this time next week, we'll be watching the first round of Roland Garros. Let's go have a look at what the top 32 seeds look like for the men and the women, and also some of the dangerous unseeded players that we're going to watch out for in the draw. So starting on the women's side with the top 4 seeds, we've got Sabalenka, Guaff, Pegula, and Paolini in that order. So Paolini, after winning in Rome, got into that number 4 spot. Rounding out the top 8, Swiatek at 5, Andreeva at 6, Keys at 7, and Zhang at 8. And of course, Swiatek being at 5 is really random. We're not used to seeing her outside the top 2, so that's going to be really interesting to see where she falls in the draw, being number 5. Rounding out the top 16, some of the players there that you got to watch out for, of course, Raducanu at number 12. That's interesting to see. Mukova at 13. Krejcikova's at 15. Now, she has had injuries over the last couple of months, so we'll see if she actually does play, but she is there. And also Svitolina, of course, has been really good on the clay this season. And then rounding out the top 32, you can see there we've got players like Towson at number 21, Ostapenko at 20, Kostyuk at 26, who's been really good lately. Also Stearns, who had a great run in Rome, she's at 27. And then you got someone like a Kennan at number 31 in the world. So it's going to be really interesting for those lower seeds to play those top seeds in the first couple of rounds. So we could be getting matchups like, Sabalenka Kennan in a third round potentially. Looking at some of the dangerous unseeded players on the women's side, Jabeur, she'll go in unseeded at this stage, so definitely nobody wants to see her in the first round of the draw. Danielle Collins also going to be unseeded, and we know Swiatek doesn't want to play her at the moment. Naomi Osaka also going to be unseeded at this tournament, very dangerous player and has been really good on the clay this year. Belinda Bencic, another dangerous player to watch out for in the draw. And Eala, of course, a dangerous player as well. Maybe not on clay as dangerous as some of the other players, but she is still dangerous and nobody wants to see her in a first round at the French. Going over to the men's side of things, the top 4 seeds, you've got Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, and Fritz in that order. Of course, Sinner coming back just in time for the French, and we'll be really interested to see how he does. Rounding out the top 8, you've got Draper at 5, Djokovic at 6, Ruud at 7, and Musetti at number 8. So, Djokovic at number 5, that's going to be interesting to see where he falls, and he could play Alcaraz or Sinner in a quarterfinal at Roland Garros. Rounding up the top 16, some of the players there, you got Rune at number 10, Arthur Fils at number 14, a couple of guys there that we know can play well on clay. Even Tommy Paul at number 12. Could be really interesting to see where he falls in the draw. Did play really well in Rome last week. And then rounding out the top 32, you got players like Rublev at number 17, Tsitsipas at number 20, which we're not used to seeing those guys outside the top 10, let alone outside the top 15, so that's really interesting. Poprin, another dangerous player there at number 25. Fokina at 26, could be really dangerous. Berrettini at number 28, a very dangerous low seed as well, potential third round against one of those top guys. And Hubie Hurkacz seemed to get into some form last week at number 31 in the world, so really interesting to see how the draw plays out because there seems to be a lot of lower ranked players who are very capable on the clay. Okay, the dangerous unseeded players, of course, nobody wants to play these kind of guys in the first rounds. Lehechka, unseeded at this tournament, very dangerous first round opponent for one of those big seeds potentially. Monfils, another dangerous unseeded player. Fonseca hasn't really done much on the European clay, but definitely a dangerous player. Nobody wants to see him in the first round. Marijan, he's really dangerous, of course, on the clay. And Wawrinka, also a very dangerous clay court player. Even though at this stage, he's past his best, he still is very scary for a first round to one of those seeds. So it's going to be really fun to see where these players fall in the draw when it comes out in a few days. So there it is. They are the seeds and some of the dangerous unseeded players. Let me know down in the comments below. Are there any seeds that I missed or unseeded players that I missed that, you think are dangerous? Maybe someone like a Raducanu who was pretty good in Rome. Maybe there's someone else that I'm totally missing on the men's side that you think is going to be very dangerous for a first round potential against one of those top guys. But very interesting to see how the draw comes out. I think it's coming out in a few days' time, so we'll see what happens then. But there are the seeds and the unseeded players for the French Open locked in at this stage.